The waiter drops the check. You see your friends flinch. Their eyes move to your hands to see if you can pay. You have $27 left to your name. The group chat goes quiet. You find out they start a new one without you. They pick a place you cannot afford. They grow tired of paying your way. You become the friend everyone feels sorry for. You turn into a bill they do not want to pay. Level 1. The waiter drops the bill. Silence spreads before anyone speaks. One friend exhales. He reaches for his card without looking at you. He does it the way people do things they have done too many times. Without ceremony. Without expecting thanks. The table loosens immediately. Shoulders drop. Someone refills their glass. The conversation restarts. You watch all of it from your side of the table. The group leaves together in pairs. 2 by 2. The way it happens when nobody plans it. Jackets on, phones checked, goodbyes traded at the door. You stand slightly outside the current of it. Then you leave alone. The street is quieter than the restaurant. Your footsteps sound different when there is nobody walking beside you. At home, you open WhatsApp. The chat shows timestamps from 40 minutes ago, from the same dinner, from the same people, in a thread you are not part of. You scroll up. It goes back weeks. Decisions made in it. Plans formed. Locations dropped. A whole infrastructure of the group that runs without you. You are not removed from it. You are simply never added. You open the main group. Your last message sits 3 days old. Read by everyone. Replied to by nobody. The conversation continues above it and below it, around it on all sides, the way water moves around something fixed in the middle of a stream. You put the phone down, you pick it back up, you open Instagram. Someone has posted, from the night, a table full of food, drinks raised, faces mid-law, caption tags everyone at the dinner. Your name does not appear. You zoom in on the edges of the photo the way people do when they are looking for proof of something they already know. That night, nobody checks if you got home. Level 2. $300. You try to join the next outing. You send a message in the group, casual. The kind that does not ask too directly. That leaves room for a natural answer. 2 people read it within minutes. The blue ticks appear. Nothing comes back. You leave your phone face down and check it an hour later. Still nothing. Before bed, a single reply arrives from one person. Oh, we actually already sorted the plan, but come if you want. Come if you want, not we want you there. Not we saved you a seat. Come if you want. Which means come if you can tolerate arriving to something already finished without you. You go anyway. The table is mid-conversation when you arrive. Drinks half empty. An inside joke lands before you sit down and you smile at the edges of it without knowing the center. Someone pulls a chair from the table beside you to make space. Not your chair, a borrowed one. You fold yourself into the gap and the evening continues around you. The plans were already set when you heard about them. The group has a direction now, and you are following it, not shaping it. Someone says, we thought you were busy. And you realize that thought has become the default. Not that you said no, not that you were unavailable, simply that you stopped being factored in when the thinking began. Your card goes through instantly when the bill comes. The table relaxes when you pay your share. A small shift, barely visible, but you feel it. The night you could not pay, the table held its breath. Tonight it breathes normally. You file that away without knowing yet what you are filing it under. Before the evening ends, someone leans across. Voice dropped, casual, with the particular lightness of someone about to ask for something. A favor. Small thing. He will sort it by the end of the week. You say yes because yes still feels like the price of the seat. The end of the week arrives. He sends a meme in the group chat. You react to it. Neither of you mentions anything else. The group chat becomes active around you again. Replies arrive the same day. Sometimes within the hour, you are tagged in things. The current of the group pulls you back and you let it. Because being pulled back still feels better than standing on the bank watching it move. You are invited to the outcome, never the process. Level 3. $2,000. You stabilize slightly and start showing up more. The group accepts you again without resistance. Nobody makes a speech about it. Nobody acknowledges the distance. You simply appear at dinner one Friday, and the table folds you back in, the way a crowd absorbs someone who rejoins from the edge. Conversations stay light. You suggest an idea one evening, a trip, a plan that would take some coordination. The table nods. The conversation moves. 15 minutes later, someone else raises the same idea as if it surfaces from nowhere, and the group builds on it immediately. Questions fly. Someone opens a calendar. A decision forms in real time around the idea you have already offered. Your ideas travel further in someone else's hands than they do in yours. Group photos include you now, but you are not at the center. You stand at the edge of the frame, slightly outside the natural arrangement, and nobody notices or moves you inward. The photo posts. Your name appears in the caption. You look like you belong. The camera does not catch the geometry of who stands where and what it means. You are invited to consume, not create. Level 4. $15,000. You pay for small things without thinking. A round of drinks. A rideshare nobody offers to split. An extra dish the table wants but nobody orders until you signal that it is fine. You reach because it is easy now. Nobody stops you. The hand that used to reach at the same time as yours stays in a lap now. The moment you can afford to pay is the moment people decide that you should. One friend calls midweek. His voice carries the particular lightness of someone about to ask for something. Almost cheerful, almost casual, with a careful landing. He needs help quickly. Small thing. He frames it as temporary, minimal, barely worth a full conversation. Another friend mentions at the weekend that you are covering something, not as a question, as a plan already settled, a column in a spreadsheet already filled in. You hesitate once, a pause, nothing more. The energy at the table changes before you finish the thought. A silence arrives. Someone refills a glass. The conversation moves forward, but something in the room does not follow it. After that, the requests become softer but more frequent. The language gentles itself around the edges. You know I'm good for it. Just until the end of the month. It's literally just this once. The words shrink. The frequency does not. Your presence begins to equal financial safety for the group. Level 5. $70,000. Your lifestyle becomes visible. Not because you announce it. Because it announces itself. In the car you drive. The places you mention without thinking. The way you answer, "How are you?" with something that sounds like momentum. Friends begin measuring themselves against you quietly. You notice it in the eyes that move across what you wear before they meet yours. In the pause that appears before someone responds to what you share. Conversations drift toward cost, struggle, limitation. Someone brings up how expensive things have gotten. Someone else talks about a hard stretch at work. The room fills with the weight of what people cannot reach, and you sit inside it saying nothing because the right answer does not exist. One friend calls your success luck, lightly in front of people with a smile attached to it. Luck means the work does not explain it. Luck closes the distance between his life and yours without him having to cross it. Another avoids talking about his own progress around you. He goes quiet the moment ambition enters the conversation. You are still invited, just less often to cheaper spaces, just less often to the rooms where the gap is hardest to ignore. Your success becomes a pressure nobody names out loud. Level 6. $200,000. Old friends begin reaching out again. The messages arrive with warmth that moves slightly faster than the relationship earns. Updates, apologies, pride. I always knew you'd get here. I was literally just thinking about you. The ask never lives in the first message. It arrives in the second, or across a lunch that opens with memory and closes with a phone screen tilted in your direction. People do not come back for you. They come back for what you have become. New people enter the circle through introductions. Friends bring them to dinners and describe you before you sit down. You become the story someone tells before you arrive. You walk into rooms already narrated, already summarized, already useful before you open your mouth. Every gathering includes someone with an idea, sometimes before the food arrives. You sit through the setup, the compliment that comes first, the question that follows, the pause that waits for an opening. Then you say no to something small, a refusal that costs you nothing. You watch what follows. Some relationships absorb the no and stay the same. Most shift. Some people disappear so cleanly after the no that you understand the entire relationship has been a waiting room for the ask. Refusal is the clearest mirror you own. History is no longer the reason people remain. Access is. Level 7. $1 million. People stop treating you casually. The version of you that loses arguments about nothing, that gets roasted without warning, that sits in the back of a loud car talking over everyone. That version becomes harder for people to reach. Not because you change, because they begin managing the space between themselves and what you represent. Nobody challenges you openly anymore. You say something wrong at dinner, a fact misremembered, a take that does not hold, and the table agrees. You watch it happen and recognize it for what it is. You miss the version of the room that would have argued back. Friends assume you cover costs without discussion. The check moves to your side of the table the way water moves downhill, automatically, without force, as if it simply belongs there. You have stopped being surprised by it. That is its own kind of loss. Requests increase. Jobs, investments, introductions. They arrive dressed as conversations. I've been thinking about making a move. I have something I'd love your thoughts on. You know where every sentence ends before it gets there. Some friends begin calling you different, not to your face. You hear it the way you hear most things now. Secondhand, softened, arriving with the edges already filed off. You notice people perform ease around you. Alert, adjusted, never fully settled. They laugh a half beat too fast. They agree a half beat too quickly. They speak to you the way employees speak around someone who signs the checks. You are respected. You are no longer relaxed with. Respect without comfort is just distance with better manners. Level 8. $25 million. Your circle is large but transactional. It spans cities, dinner tables, rooms you could not have pictured from that first restaurant where the check sits unclaimed in the center and everyone looks away. The network is functional. It opens doors. It places your name in conversations you never enter. It is wide and useful, and almost none of it is real. Most interactions carry requests beneath them. You feel them before they surface, in the warmth that moves slightly too fast, in the lunch invitation that arrives the week after your name appears somewhere public, in the compliment that lands too precisely to be accidental. You sit across from people and read the shape of what they want before they say it. Everyone wants access. Almost nobody wants you. Then one old friend shows up without asking for anything. He sits down and looks at you the same way he looks at you when you share a room with broken heating and split whatever is cheap for dinner and argue about nothing until 2 in the morning. He does not adjust his posture. He does not recalibrate his language. He does not perform comfort. He simply has it, the way people have things that were never in question. He says what he thinks. He disagrees when he disagrees and does not walk it back when you push. He laughs at you when you deserve it, the full laugh, the one that does not check itself halfway through because you are in the room. He refuses gifts that feel excessive, not with a speech, just a hand extended back and a clean move to the next subject. He leaves dinner the same way he arrives, without taking anything that is not his, without posting it, without filing it somewhere useful. After he leaves, the silence feels sharper than noise. You sit in it and trace the shape of everything that has happened between 0 and here. The check nobody reaches for, the group chat that goes dark, the seat that stops being reserved, the requests that arrive dressed as affection, the rooms full of people who know your name and need something attached to it. Betrayal is not a moment. It is the slow replacement of friendship with access, and a network, no matter how large, cannot sit with you in the dark and mean it. If any level in this story stopped you, if you sat inside a moment and recognized the room, then you already know what this channel is built on. We tell the stories people carry but never say out loud. Subscribe, because the next one is already coming. And somewhere in it you find yourself again.